Well, it's 7 o'clock. I guess it's time. Let's do it. How's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I am Rob, and it is cold here. I know it's not cold everywhere. But it is pretty chilly here. It's it says 33 right now, but it was down to, I believe, 8 on Sunday. So, you know, it's been chilly, man. It's been chilly, and the unfortunately, our house faces north, which means the sun is on a track sort of like behind us, which means our driveway does not get any sun, which means it's a skating rink. And I drive a rear wheel drive car. So I haven't left the house in many days. But look, I'm just saying, I'm here, you're here, and I'm courageous enough or stupid enough to be streaming right now. So I'm glad you're all here. Welcome to all. First up, it was Star Fox. It was Star Fox. Ninjinzu said ice everywhere. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if you meant that way, but that's how I took it. But look, this is not a political show. Never will be a political show. I will never use my influence, such as it is, to, make you think a certain way. If anything, I believe in teaching people, how to think, not what to think. But that's me. I subscribe more to science than anything. But anyway, we'll get off that. It's super cold, annoying. KP Senti, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I mean, yeah, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it later. But it's good to hear that you're at home and that you seem to be doing better. That's all I'll say about that. But hey, good to see you there. And then Ricky says, "Look, not cold enough. I need more ice, more snow." And I'm like, "No, thank you." Here's the thing. We prepared. I think like any good person should. We got plenty of food, plenty of food that we can make, plenty of food that we can just eat. Plenty of food that, if need be, we could put a freaking stove in the fireplace. You know what I mean? Stove, a pan in the fireplace, all kinds of things. We never lost power, and we never lost any water. Excuse me. So it was already like leagues better than 2021, I guess. When we didn't lose power. The rest of our neighborhood lost power, but we lost water, and that sucked because we couldn't get the water on after that. So that was that was challenging, to have to, melt snow to flush your toilets. It's a thing. It was an interesting thing that we experienced. Still, I'm not complaining too much. I'm just saying, hey, it was a thing that we had to do, and we didn't have to do that this time, and I'm thankful for that. Apparently, something happened on the street behind us, because apparently, those are two. It's weird. The street behind us is like a different division, different builders and all that kind of stuff. So, like they were all fully built when we moved in, and there were still empty spots, in our neighborhood where they hadn't built any houses yet. So, and we built this house. So I said we, they built this house. We bought it, and, anyway, yeah, they apparently were having some problems because at 2:00 in the morning, there was all kinds of noise coming out. Like it sounded like it sounded like they were sawing something, but apparently it was, I don't know if it was electric or water because none of the lights were really shining. So, and if you look like at night, if you look in that neighborhood, the only thing you can see are like street lights or porch lights. You can't see any street lights or anything. So I didn't see any street lights. So I don't know if they lost power or they lost water, but man, that must have sucked. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, how did you guys fare with all that? Did you have any problems? Did you have any, because I know that that whole winter storm warning was like all the way up through the Northeast, into like New York. I don't know if it like covered like Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all that, but I knew that it went, at least through like Delaware and up. So I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, but I hope everybody fared okay. So yeah. Yeah. And then Ito said, not cold in sunny California. Well, it's fine. I understand that. Lucky you. But then again, we all have our things, don't we? We have, every now and then we'll have an ice storm. We'll have a tornado roll through in the springtime. And then usually just gets hot. You have like fires and earthquakes to worry about. We don't have to worry about that. So it's just, hey, it's just a thing. Oh my God, it's so awful here. Stay away. It's savage. No one come here at all. Please find another place to live. Look, it's one of those things. Every place has got their thing, and luckily, ours is livable most of the time. It's, it gets hot, so don't go outside. Don't go outside. It's like 18 with full sunlight today. Ew. That's pretty dang cold. We got up to 42 today, I think. I think that's what the official high was here. So, yeah, it's a thing. I'll take 33 all day long. Benjamin, hey, 9 degrees. Wow, 9 degrees right now. I'm sure it's, if you live northeast of me, you're probably not doing as well. And again, I'm not complaining. We still have food. We're running out of fruit and we're running out of, snacks and things, but it could be worse. I'm actually running out of, coffee and I'm running out of, creamer or oat milk is what I have in there. I'm almost out of oat milk. I'm almost out of coffee. So I can't make acai bowls and I think I can make one more cup of coffee. So tea will come to the rescue. You know what I mean? Benjamin said, I'm drinking liquor to keep my belly warm. Well, Benjamin, we all do what we have to do, We all do what we have to do. And that's perfectly okay. But I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's, warm. Typically, this room is one of the warmer rooms in the house. It's pretty chilly in here. And I got my fuzzy pants on and, my fuzzy socks on. So I think we should be okay. There's actual ice everywhere. I had to dig out the car. My girlfriend's breaking the ice took a while. I'm sure it did. And see, that's the thing. See, you guys, you dig your car out and then you go do something. Where most of us, we just stay home because we've seen the videos, of cars just twirling as they're going down the road. And I'm like, I'm not playing that game. Because here's the thing. I trust myself. I take that back. I would trust myself, but I've never driven this car in the snow. I have no idea how to drive properly in the snow with a rear wheel drive car. I just don't know how to do it. My wife probably would be okay. Hers is 4-wheel drive, but not me. Not me. Cosma, you're warm? Good. And Justin Yates, hello. And Johnny Flipswitch, I hope you're staying safe and warm. I mean, that's what we all hope, right? We all hope for safe and warm. Good to see you, Rufus. Hello. Uh, I live next to a fire station, so the power rarely goes out. Johnny, you're lucky, and I'm lucky too because I seem to be I don't know how far away the hospital is, but we were the only part of our whole neighborhood because I have contact with some people in the neighborhood. Uh, a friend of mine that lives in the same, I guess, subdivision, but lives like, I don't know, a quarter mile this way, east. She lost power. So, and that was in 21. We never lost power. We never had even a flicker. And I think it's because we're on that same grid as the hospital. It's the only thing I can think of because the entire neighborhood was out. But we weren't. So I felt really lucky there. But then we lost water and it was like, oh, yeah, that sucked. I just kicked my truck into 4x4 and drove around. Well, style folks, not all of us can do that. You know, some of us have front wheel drive. Some of us have rear wheel drive. It's not the best for us. You know what I mean? Not the best. I mean, I'm sure if I lived in an area where I could get away from people, I'd probably be out there too because it looks fun. But I don't know. Cosmos said, so after the Hoth Ilum temperatures, it got a tad warm and dumped 18 inches of snow. 18 inches. Wow. I don't even know if we got an inch of snow. I don't think we got any snow. So I don't even know. It's just ice. It was just in freezing rain. That's like all we got. So Lou, how are you doing? I don't mind the cold. South Louisiana summers are so long and brutal. No, and typically I'm the same way. I kind of embrace the winters, but I don't like right now, I just kind of want to leave the house, and do something. Now I know what's going to happen because it happens every time. I go, ooh, I want to get out of the house. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store and within 5 minutes, I'm like, please, I just want to go home now. Everybody get out of the damn way so I can go home. I don't like that. It's too many people. I don't like it. Can you give us a fit check? A fit check, KP Cinti? A fit check. What exactly do you mean? I will say this. I went to the doctor last week and everything's good. Everything seems to be good. Like 100%. Blood pressure is lower than it has been, which is honestly kind of amazing. But my blood pressure's probably the lowest it's been in years. I got the shingles shot. Now I know that some people are like, isn't that for people over 50? Yeah, I haven't turned 50 yet. I turned 50 in March. But here's the thing. I already had shingles once. In fact, I still have scarring from it because I had it near my eye and had to do that whole thing. That was all last year. That was crazy. So finally got to the point where they're like, okay, it's been long enough. Go ahead and get the shingle shot. So I got the shingle shot. Dude, my arm hurt for days. Like seriously, I got it on Wednesday. My arm didn't stop hurting until Sunday. I mean, it was like I couldn't even do this without it going, ow. So it was like everything I did with my left arm, man, it hurt. It hurt bad. So, hey, just prepare for that. When it's shingle shot time, man, it's going to hurt. So, and the only bad thing about it, the only side effect was that I came home and it kind of knocked me out. I kind of just passed out for like 30 minutes. Now, that could have been any number of things, but that's what happened. And then I got up and I was like, oh crap. So, and we watched Tron Ares Wednesday night. Me and the members over on Discord. We did the whole Did the whole Tron Ares thing. That was really, I gotta say, I know there's a lot of people that don't like it. I will say that the story's not great, but man, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. As kind of a shut your brain off and just, watch a thing, you could do a lot worse. And I thought Jared Leto was fine. I mean, it's a little, like I said, it was a little cheesy and a little light on character. It was mostly plot driven. I was kind of hoping that our protagonist would have spent a little more time building her up a little bit. But honestly, I thought it was pretty good. And I know for a fact that it would sound amazing in my sound system. So I'm probably going to watch that movie again. And just think of it as a 9 Inch Nails video, a 2-hour 9 Inch Nails video, because I think the score was great. So yeah. Yeah. But I don't know what you meant by fit check. Gets a fit check, gets a fitness check. Oh, can you go outside and record us a video of you making a snow person? It would just be me laying on a bed of ice. You can't make a snow person. Especially these days, 2026. I mean, how are you gonna? You can't. You just can't. Now, apparently, I don't know how they did this, but there were kids that we saw today. It looked like they had blocks of ice that they built up like a fort. I mean, it was, it wasn't perfect or anything like that. It was kind of haphazardly put together, but it was like, where did they get these big blocks of ice? I mean, they were big, like, pieces of ice. So I don't know if they just broke up the ice like on the driveway or something. I don't know what they did. I couldn't see. And I didn't go out there because it's cold. I won't go out there. Anyway. Matt G. More Rob more often. I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that sentiment. I'm not sure, like, for why. Like, it's weird. I'm one of those people that, like, people are like sometimes a comment will come through and they're like, man, I really like this video. I'm like, why? That's just me, man. I'm just one of those people, I just don't, I don't know. You'd think I was like Catholic or something, but it's not. It's just, I don't know. Just like I do my thing. I don't expect a whole lot of people to like it. But the thing is I always thought that, the kind of show and the kind of reviews I do and everything, it's the kind of thing that appeals to me. No nonsense. Give me the information that I need. And I always thought that there probably is a lot of people that think similar to me when it comes to my tastes. And it should appeal to a lot of people. I don't think we are anywhere close to reaching all the people that I think it would actually be, something they would enjoy. But I still get confused when people are like, yeah, more. And I'm like, what? What? Johnny said, I ran out of coffee, so everyone in the house is trying to steal clear because I needs me coffee. Steal clear. Oh, steer. Yes. Yeah. Luckily the caffeine content in the house is safe. I have plenty of tea. If need be, I could just drink tea all day, which I don't, but I could just drink tea all day. I also have 5-hour energies in a pinch. Usually I save those for the hike because what I need for the hike is something that will get me the caffeine without a lot of volume. Because, I'm going to be out on a hiking trail. I don't want to have to pee. So I don't drink a whole big thing of tea. I just drink, a little thing of, and then hydrate as needed. And it seems to have really, like, as far as like hiking long distances, I think at least the hydration part of it, I've kind of figured out. Now, the hardest part is knowing, kind of gauging how hard the hike's going to be and how hot it is, meaning I sweat more, which means I need to replenish those fluids more. I still haven't figured out all this stuff, like when it gets hot, how much I should bring. Because, like, I think at one point I was bringing like 60 ounces of water, like almost like a gallon. Wait, a gallon? What is gallon 128? Hold on. How many ounces are in a gallon? Oh, 128. Okay. So 128. Okay, so I bring about half a gallon. But like when it's cold, I think I bring like 40, and I usually don't finish it just because I'm not sweating as much. So I don't know. But yeah, luckily I'm safe with the caffeine content in the house. East Coasters are a little more experienced with frozen weather. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. None of us down here really know, unless you've lived up there. We don't have that kind of experience here. And you have to imagine that everybody around you is not going to have the experience either. And it just makes for a very strenuous and stressful drive. Because when I used to have to drive for my job, I did not enjoy driving in inclement weather because everybody drove like idiots in the first place, you know? Grids for hospitals and fire and police are top priority. Yep, absolutely. And the thing is it was so stupid too what happened in 21, but you know, it's just one of those things, you know. I drove my Honda in the ice and went to a parking lot to do donuts, drifting in a front wheel drive. Yeah, actually, Jerry sent a video over. I wonder if I could play it. Oops. I'm on. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, nope, stop. Nope. Oh, I'd have to down. Okay. Well, we're not doing that. But wait a minute. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, we can do it. Look at this. We can actually do a thing. So, if you guys know Jerry, oh, let me get this out of the way. Yeah. So this is Jerry in his Honda Civic. Whoa. Yeah, just there you go. That's cool. So there you go. That's pretty cool. But yeah, not me. Not my rear wheel drive. Nope. My daughter goes to Texas Tech and they had about 4 inches of snow in Lubbock. Wow. Okay. Well, the weird thing is it looked like the snow, well, from this side, I guess. So it was kind of coming in, you know, and then all the snow just kind of went around the Metroplex. So I don't know how everybody else in the Metroplex did, but yeah, we barely got any snow. We're on the north end, so I don't know. Outfit check. Oh, outfit check. I mean, it's not much to it. And yeah, I'm wearing sandals because I'm wearing fuzzy socks. So get off my back about it. This ain't a freaking fashion show. So yeah. Ito Ramos, Rob, can you go outside? Oh yeah. No snow person. They built, like I said, the fort, which was neat, but yeah. You know. Now you guys got to make sure you don't get your blood pressure too low. Well, that's the thing. I remember when I was doing the mixed martial arts stuff, not only was I losing weight, but I was working out really, really hard, and I started getting dizzy. And checked my blood pressure, and it was like it was a lot lower. Like it was like 110/65 or something like that. And I was like, okay, So they told me, yeah, just stop taking it for a bit. And then I got really sick. So, and Benjamin, look, I have to wear pants. Okay. I can't Donald Duck it, playing this game. It's just not my thing. I've never been that kind of guy. And plus, I'm in the net. What do you call it? The net chairs. It just doesn't work. Shingle shot. Say that if I mean, it's hard. Shingle shot. Shot for shingles. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Actually, that's not so bad because it's all S's. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. Okay, that is kind of hard. Shingle shot. Shingle shot. I'm pretty close. Pretty close. So that's why y'all were in there. Oh, yeah, yes. Exactly. Yes. Benjamin said, I hated that movie. And then Ninjinju said, yeah, definitely watch it on this weekend on the sound system. I was expecting more. No Daft Punk. Well, Daft Punk broke up. So there was no way that they were going to do the score for the second one or the third one. But Nine Inch Nails it was weird. They were almost like, listening to it, there were parts where it almost sounded like they were emulating Daft Punk. And I will also say, as a big fan of both Nine Inch Nails and the projects that Trent and Atticus do, as doing scores and soundtracks and things like that, it sounded like a slightly different Trent and Atticus with, oh yeah, there's a couple of songs where Trent sings. It really, honestly, wasn't Nine Inch Nails to me. I think that was a marketing thing. And also I will say that what is it called? As Alive as You Need Me to Be, I think is the name of the song or something like that. That song sounds to me like, okay, this might be a little bit in the weeds, but I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. I know their whole discography. I've been a fan for 30 years. Okay. More than 30 years, 32 years. They did a song for the original Tomb Raider movie, the Angelina Jolie movie. It was called Deep. And that was another song that sounded like somebody trying to sound like Nine Inch Nails. Almost a parody of Nine Inch Nails. But it was a Nine Inch Nails song. And I even to the way that he, like his performance, I guess, in the verses, into the chorus and everything, it just sounded like someone trying to emulate Trent. But it was Trent doing it. To me, that's what this song sounds like. It's not one of their top tier type songs. And to me, I was kind of hoping for a song that would really, like a song that would make me really excited to listen to it, And unfortunately, the whole score, there's some great work in there for sure, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Trent and Atticus offering, and it's not my favorite Nine Inch Nails offering. Like, this is one that I'm like, yeah, I'll watch the movie again, but I probably will never listen to the score again. There's one song on there that was really, because again, this came out right around the time that Billy died. And there's a song, I can't remember the name of it. I'd know it if I saw it. Let's see. As Alive as You Need Me to Be. That's the song with the... Oh, yeah. The song is called Who Wants to Live Forever? And it's Trent and this other artist, Judeline. Anyway, it ripped my heart out. Like, it was, and especially right around, Billy and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot. So yeah, but other than that, the score is kind of like, yeah, it's like mid-tier. Like, I don't know. I was a little disappointed with the score, to be honest, but anyway. You're meant to stand up and tell us who you are wearing. I don't have anything to warrant that. I didn't realize it was who. I just thought it was who is what you're wearing. Man, I really like this stream. I got the experience. Well, I mean, yeah. I heard you can freeze water to make that stuff. Pretty wild science. Ice? Yes, that's true. What? Warehouse Dave, welcome, sir. Good to see you. It's going to get in the mid 30s in Central Florida. Very rare for us. Who in chat is getting the coldest tonight? Any sub-zeros? I would like to know this as well. I think the coldest that we're expected to have was on Sunday night. Everything else, we're on an upward trend. So I think tomorrow is supposed to be like 50. So we should be able to, at least hopefully by the afternoon, that we should be able to leave the house and maybe do a thing, go to the grocery store and buy some food. That'd be nice. You sent a video too? Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the one that you sent earlier. Yeah, I don't know where that is. But, hey. It's cool. It's cool. Goodbye toe arms. I'm not sure what that means. I only know Jerry Smith. No, Jerry's was on the old podcast that I used to do back in the 21 years ago, which is crazy to think, but yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Oh, tie rods. Yes. Yeah, no, not playing that game. And here's the thing. I don't have a whole lot of I don't know if you know this, but YouTube doesn't quite pay the bills. So the idea of me getting out there in my, somewhat, it's not as expensive now. It's not worth that much anymore. But to get out there in my car that costs a lot to, maintain and screw around, probably not the best idea. I'd probably end up in a ditch. And I don't want that. You don't want that. And my car definitely doesn't want that. I sure do miss my Blue Beauty right now. It would have been so much fun to play in. Gamer Tamer 360, I'm sure it would be, but nope. I don't trust my own driving, and I don't trust other people's driving to do that. Shozama, good to see you, sir. Cold in the morning, but just had a light jacket on, unzipped, and took off the beanie since it was too hot. 51 degrees at sunset. Yeah, see, that's not so bad. And apparently that's what we're going to have tomorrow. Let's see what it says. See, it's 35 right now, actually. And tomorrow we're only getting up to 43. It's Thursday, we're going to get up to 51. Okay. So, might spend another day in the house tomorrow. I thought it was going to get colder than this. The weather's full of shit, man. Rob's Discord be popping. Filbert, hello, sir. How are you doing? Good to see you. And 7th, I'm a semi-frozen 7th. I mean, look, it's been cold, man. Texas has been cold. I mean, we're kind of, if you've lived in Texas for a while, you know that it's once every couple of 2 or 3 years, we'll get a good ice storm. And then we'll probably be back to wearing shorts outside next week. It's just the way it is. It was wild and, well, look, the Discord, the thing is look, okay. I don't want to put my Discord behind a, invite only or anything like that, because we're not large enough to warrant that. But if people keep doing that, then we'll have to do something about it. There are actually, it's just me moderating. There's no actual moderator except for me. So Yeah, banned the dude, and it removed all of his messages. Probably not your notifications. Sorry about that. And it was actually late because here's the thing, I can't sleep. I'm in that mode again where I'm having trouble sleeping. It's just a it just seems to be a thing that happens to me every now and then where it's just like, I'm like tired, I'm yawning. It's like, oh, it's time for bed. You go to bed and then you're just like, you know, I don't know. I don't get it. We had a high of -7 the other day. Derek, holy crap. That's pretty low. That is pretty low. Jugs the movie? I felt that way about The Perfect Drug. I mean, I can see what you're saying because some of the lyrics are definitely questionable. They're not like top tier Nine Inch Nails lyrics. Like when Nine Inch Nails gets the lyrics right, man, they hit pretty hard. The Perfect Drug was definitely one of those. Whereas somewhere in between, that was I can't remember if that was. I think it was just before he quit drinking, and I think he was doing some questionable things musically, and but I will say I think that is a unique song. It's definitely, of all the songs that he's done, I think that one sticks out as being very different, which is one of the things I really like about it. But I get what you're saying, especially lyrically. I don't think it's top tier at all. But I still like the song, and I liked all the remixes, the remix album that came out. I enjoyed that. Whereas Dave said, I need to listen to Nine Inch Nails again. Been a long time. I remember Capital G being one of my faves. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really, dude, Year Zero. That whole album is amazing. Um, Guess they could, change it to Capital D now. And he signs his name with a capital D. That song's awesome. That whole album, though, man, I really wish he would have gone forward. And again, I don't know where the hangups were, but the whole idea that they were going to do this like sort of post-apocalyptic story with Nine Inch Nails doing the score / soundtrack, and it was based around that whole story that Year Zero comes from. Man, that would have been awesome. And I think at one point it was supposed to be an HBO show, which would have been awesome, but we didn't get it, unfortunately. We should watch the Melania documentary on your Discord. No. I have no interest. And yeah, I think it would be too inflammatory, and it's just not something I'm interested in. I'm not interested in that kind of discourse, and I'm not interested in that kind of movie. Like, I honestly don't care. I mean, maybe that's what you were trying to get at, is that it would be a joke. Because it would be a joke. Who Wants to Live Forever? I don't know if that's what it's called. It's on Highlander. Highlander is a movie that I still haven't seen. I still have never seen the original. Is that song Who Wants to Live Forever a cover of the Queen song from Highlander? Oh, look, Shozama said the same thing. I don't know. I don't know, but we can find out. Oh, hey, real quick, I just wanted to throw this out there. For those of you who might be interested, this price has been fluctuating all day. When I put this link up there, it was like $69. Now it's up to $72, but it's that. It's my copy of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, illustrated by Alan Lee. All 4 books, beautifully illustrated by Alan Lee, and it's $72. That is a hell of a deal. So if you're interested, and I mean, can I? Yeah, I can do that. I can do this. I can do this. Oh. Okay, so that's this copy of Lord of the Rings. That's the complete Tolkien companion. That's a picture that I need to save. Yeah, it's this. It's this for $72 over on Walmart right now. And when you pull them out, it's got a, what do you call it? Bookmark thing. But yeah, these are awesome. So if you're a fan, or maybe you just don't have a copy of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, this is an awesome way to get a really, really nice set for $72. I mean, that is great. That is really, really great. And each one, again, is themed. Of course, you've got Bilbo there. And then here, you got the Shire, Fellowship of the Ring. Got the trolls on the back. I mean, beautifully made. I love these books. Sheila. Very cool. Orthanc. And you've got Battle of Pelennor Fields, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. Toward the Grey Havens. I'm telling you, man. This is an amazing set. And you would do well if you were to pick this up. And if you may not even be interested. Nobody, like, maybe people already have it. But I absolutely love this set. Oh, that's a really cool picture too of the Black Gate. And of course, a lot of the art was used to make the movie, so it's pretty cool. And again, $72. I think I paid $110 for mine. So it's a thing. It is a thing. Oh, get in there. Okay, so put this back. This back where this was. Oops, like so. Put this back here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I just wanted to let you know and I wanted to let you know now, just in case. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But that's what I was looking up. I was looking up, see, this is how you get Tron Ares, who wants to live forever. Artist, 9 Inch Nails. Okay. Come on, Web. I've dropped 408 frames. So I apologize if you're having trouble. I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know if it's my computer or if it's my internet that's funky right now. And it may just be because everybody's freaking home right now. So I don't know. Oh, no. So yeah. Performed by 9 Inch Nails and Judah Line. Written by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. So this is definitely an original song. It's not based on anything. So there you go. There you go. That's the Nin Wiki. And I mean, honestly, one of the best resources if you're a fan of 9 Inch Nails, man. Holy crap. I've been there so many times. So there you go. Oscar, welcome. Hi, Robin Chat. Nice thumbnail. Hey, man, I was cold. Already had the blanket there, and I thought, hey, how else could I visualize that I'm cold? Big ass blanket. So there you go. It's 6 degrees here in Michigan. Feels like -4. Low for the night is 0 degrees. That's too cold. Too cold. Bucho, welcome, sir. Good day to you. T-shirts and shorts. Barbie weather. I know. I know. You guys in the southern hemisphere, all enjoying yourselves. But yeah. 3 pants and 3 jacket weather over here. Yeah. Yeah. Like I went out when we did our last hike, which was last weekend, not 2 days ago, but last weekend. It was I think it was like 35 when we started. So I had my thermals on. I had my regular hiking pants on. I had my regular like sunproof shirt on and a hoodie, and I was still cold. Now, by the end of it, I needed to take that hoodie off because it was a little warm. But holy crap, man, it was rough. It was rough, especially when you're out hiking and all that stuff. Oh, and I had the, what do you call them? The I guess like insulated socks on. Because I don't know about you, but like the first thing that happens for me is my toes get cold. That's the thing that bothers me the most. My arms, not so much. But usually my toes and my feet get really cold and it feels like I'm walking on wood or something. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. But there you go. And Filbert said it's not too bad as long as it doesn't stay like this super long. I don't mind the cold as long as it isn't windy. Yeah, the wind destroys, man. The wind kills. And that's the thing, is it was cold when we hiked, but it wasn't windy. There would be every now and then that like a big gust would come through and it'd be like, ho, 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 and then it would just quickly go away. And it wasn't so bad. Who had better movies, Affleck or Jason Statham? In my opinion, Ben Affleck. But Jason Statham definitely had a few really, really good movies. But Ben Affleck, I'm a fan of. I mean, I'm actually a fan of both of them. But I think Affleck overall probably had the better movies. So I'm actually stir crazy being forced to stay home now. Yeah, I haven't left the house since Thursday. Yeah, because I already had, and like I said, I went to the grocery store. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I don't remember what day it was, but it was like I wanted to punch every single person. It's like they'd never been in a grocery store before. They were just in the way, and they were looking around like, and it's just like, get out of the freaking way. I got things to do. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm ready to get out of the house for sure. For sure. Top 3 Stephen King movies. Movie High Club, man, coming out with some really thoughtful. I like those. Okay, so Stephen King. I think I already answered this, didn't I? I think Shawshank Redemption is probably, it's the best. So I'm picking 3 movies that are not typically known for being scary. Actually, you know what? I think I might pick one that's kind of, so it would be Shawshank, then Life of Chuck, then Misery. Because Misery is so good. I was going to pick The Green Mile, but I think Misery is a better overall movie than The Green Mile. And it's funny. Do I own The Green Mile? The best version of The Green Mile I own is DVD. The best version of Shawshank I own is Blu-ray. And I don't know if I actually own Misery. I really love that movie. Kathy Bates is so good in that. Nope, I don't. I don't own Misery. But I think Misery is a better overall movie. So. I also caught what you just got over. Were you leaning over me and sniffing my breath or something? But I apologize because that sucks. That sucks. I was low-key hoping I had admin or mods, but I didn't. That's the worst. Oh, right-click the server channel and you can click mark as read. Yes. Yeah. Oh, the actual whole server? Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you can just do that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I have a question, Warehouse Dave, for a cultured individual like you. Top 3 1-week vacation destinations within the continental USA. Holy crap. Within the continental USA. Now, see, I haven't been everywhere that I would love to. You know, I've been, I would say that I've covered a pretty good portion of the Northeast, pretty good portion of the Southeast, a pretty good portion of the North Midwest. I will say that the Grand Tetons were absolutely amazing. And I think we spent 4 or 5 days there. I would not recommend the cabins unless you're just into that. Like here's the thing. This is going to be one of those things that some people are going to be like, "Well, I wouldn't do that." I'm not a cabin guy. I'm not a camping guy. I don't like being, I don't mind being uncomfortable for the experience, but I don't want to sleep in a place where I'm like, I hope a bear doesn't break in here. You know, I hope everybody's cool and doesn't get drunk and starts a fire. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't like that. I'd rather be in a hotel. That's just me. I'd rather be in a nice hotel. But I absolutely loved the Grand Tetons. I thought it was amazing. We also did the Grand Canyon and Zion. That trip was absolutely, it was basically a road trip from here, Dallas, Fort Worth area, over to Arizona, you know, like I said, the Utah, all of that stuff. It was amazing going through New Mexico and seeing we went through Roswell. That was fun. But then we got to see the big meteor crater out there. I got to see the and this is not for everybody. But it was definitely for me. The Very Large Array, the group of satellites that you see in the movie Contact, and of course in Cosmos, if you ever saw the original Cosmos with Carl Sagan. That was one of my highlights of like my life. I love Carl Sagan so much, and it was just awesome to be out there. And it was almost like I felt closer to him, which is not, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but I just love the man. And being out there and seeing all that was amazing. And then, of course, like I said, the Grand Canyon was, the Grand Canyon, you see pictures and you go, wow, that's amazing. Dude, standing there, it's like, wow. It was unbelievable. And Zion as a national park it was absolutely gorgeous. And then honestly, probably the Northeast. See, what we did is we did like a historical drive, and it was 9 days, 10 days. And we did it completely. This is like the weirdest trip we ever took. We got a hotel room for the first night where we flew in, and then we had our flight back. That's the only thing we had. And so we rented a car, and the goal was that night we would figure out, okay, where are we going to end up? What are we going to do for the day? What are we going to drive for the day? What are we going to stop and see? And where do we want to end up tomorrow night? So it was extremely expensive, but because of my wife's job, we were able to get hotel rooms at a discounted rate. We stayed at some really nice hotels, ate at some of the craziest places, and places that I'd never even knew existed. Because to me, it's like, yeah, you can go to like, you know, the famous whatever at this place. But we were trying to find like hole in the wall type places and just kind of sample a little bit of what it's like to be in this area, you know? We found this awesome freaking lobster roll place in Maine. We had this, I think it was New Hampshire. We had it was a mac and cheese place that you load it up with toppings, whatever you want. There was like a pizza one. There was a chicken parm one. But it was all based around mac and cheese. I had a lobster mac and cheese because I'm a big lobster guy. And to have lobster in the Northeast where it's actually fresh, and it's like they probably just, you know, just shot a lobster with a freaking slingshot at the restaurant. So it's pretty fresh stuff. Dude, I loved it. And then of course we went through Boston, and then We went to DC. We went through. The worst part was Baltimore, honestly. And it's just because the only thing that we really wanted to see there was both my wife and I are readers. We wanted to see Edgar Allan Poe's house, and the whole street was like under construction, so we couldn't even see that. And it was just like, I don't know. I just didn't like it. But the also, so it was basically historical stuff and lighthouses. That's what April wanted to see. And I was happy to do it because it was an amazing experience. Went through Philadelphia, which was great. I mean, okay, to give you an example, this is a video I took. Oh, it hadn't played. You see that? Yeah, I'm just standing there. It's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the Northeast. I loved the Northeast. I loved the whole trip. I thought it was great. And yeah, those are the 3 that I would recommend. But that's me. I like road trips and I like seeing things. I like having a plan of where we're gonna go. Because one of the things that April did is she basically said, okay, we're starting here, we're ending here. What are all the things that we want to be sure to stop and see on the way? And we would just make the plan from there. And the way that we did it was so much fun. It was more expensive that way. It probably would have been a lot cheaper if we planned it ahead of time, but it was still a great time. And yeah, there you go. That was much longer than I expected it to be, but there you go. And I'm on Top Chat. Why am I on Top Chat? Oh yeah, because I had to do a thing. I had to reset. Oops. Okay, I'm so far behind. It's crazy. Jugs the movie. I was referring to the Angelina Jolie. Oh yes. Oh for sure. Capital D. I mean, there you go. If you were to pair a vape flavor and a movie to enjoy on a chill winter evening, I mean, honestly, just do a good one. A good flavor. A flavor that you really like. I can vape anything, and I don't really think about it. But I will tell you that I did try the Atomic Peanut Puff, the one that had been up in the polls for the last month, and nobody chose it. Yeah, it doesn't taste good. It's almost like they took the peanut butter flavor, which is fine, but then they took some sort of cereal flavor, and for some reason it tastes kind of burnt, and it shouldn't. And I'm wondering if it needs a couple of tanks before the real flavor comes out, because what I had is not good. So, but I mean, shit. Acai, baby. Acai bowl. Ninjinzu, you said you're a fan of acai bowls. If we're ever near each other, I need to make you a bottle and see what you think, because damn, dude, I love this stuff. I love it. I have it in 3 milligram and 6 milligram, so I can 6 milligram here because this doesn't put out as much. It's great stuff. Highlander Watch Party. There was only a few names in the credits. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but okay. Highlander is good, but I think you gotta like action movies to appreciate it. I mean, look, I like action movies, but I'm not like. I think that one, for some reason, there's something about it that just turned me off, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the big sword. I don't know. And I was kind of like, oh, it's one of those movies. I don't know. Is it a picture book or a chapter book? Oh. KP Senti, the Lord of the Rings set, it is definitely it's mostly words, but there are, paintings of the scene that you're reading about, every couple of chapters or so. There's a ton of paintings that Alan Lee did for it. It's a gorgeous set. If you're interested, it is a gorgeous set. So, top 3 action movies of all time. Your favorites, though. Well, Die Hard is my favorite. Die Hard is definitely my favorite. Probably after that would probably be Predator. And then maybe Lethal Weapon. And you know what's funny is that I watched Die Hard so much that I burned myself out on it. The last time that I bought Die Hard is I have the Die Hard trilogy on Blu-ray or DVD. Sorry. And there have been many times when I've almost bought Die Hard, on 4K or whatever, and I just haven't done it because I saw that movie so many times, and a lot of it frame by frame. So, and that's probably the same reason why I didn't need to buy Aliens in 4K right away. Because I had the DVDs, I had the Blu-rays, I don't have the DVD set of Aliens anymore. I think I sold it when I got the Blu-ray set, but there you go. Lawnmower Man watch party. Ninjinzu, we might just have to do that. Just so we can satisfy that thing. Just let's watch Lawnmower Man, and it'll be open to everybody. And if somebody wants to come in and watch Lawnmower Man with us, they can. Members vote, but don't show up to the viewing. What's that? I mean, I think it may just be the time. It may just be they're busy. Maybe they're like, oh crap, that's now. And they go in, they're like, and they look and they're like, oh, they started like an hour ago. Well, I don't want to come in the middle of a movie. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know. Or it could be that they're absolutely bored by sitting there and just watching me react calmly to the movie because I'm not one of those people. That's why I don't do react videos. The watch party is a perfect example as to why I don't do react videos, because it would be shockingly boring because I'm just taking it in. I'm not really reacting a lot of times. There'll be a funny joke that'll happen and I'll go, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why. I don't know. Pixel Phoenix, hello. Glenn Harris, good to see all you guys. I don't know how to read. I need pictures. I mean, I get that, but the thing is, reading is like anything that you do physically. And I'm talking about anywhere from tennis to baseball to video games. If you don't do it in a while, you'll lose you'll lose the ability to do it well. And to me, reading is one of those things that I love to read. I've always loved to read. And for the longest time, I didn't make time for it. Now I make time for it. In fact, I just finished the Hitchcock Truffaut book, which you may not recognize that name. Hitchcock Truffaut. You may go, I don't know who that is. But if you see the picture, you'll go, oh, that guy. So that's the French scientist in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Francois Truffaut. And he sat down with, who himself is a very famous French director. He sat down with Alfred Hitchcock many times through his late career and basically discussed his entire filmography. It was fascinating to listen to, or to watch. Well, to watch. I was reading it. But it was fascinating, especially if you're a fan of, Hitchcock. You'll learn a lot about what he thinks. But it's also the reason that I even picked up on this book was because I was watching that BBC Maestro thing on writing, basically Alan Moore teaching you storytelling, really. And he says that reading this book will, especially if you're a movie fan, you'll pick up on different ways that he decided to tell stories, that he said, okay, in this one, I decided that this was going to be the way. And he said the way that shots happen are a good way of, a bunch of movies, really good movies. You can see how scenes transition from one to the next. And a lot of times you can use that same methodology in your writing. So for me, this was more of a studious thing, because I'm wanting to get basically good at writing, or at least have the ideas in my head. It's why I watch a lot of movies. It's because I want to see how different things are done, how different stories are told, the different ways that, you can shoot a shot, shoot a scene. I love all that. So I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of reading it, but it was also something that I was actually getting something out of from a writer point of view. So it was pretty cool. Now, there's a guy that I'm watching on BBC Maestro, another writer talking about thriller storytelling, suspense storytelling, and I really like this guy, and I'm learning. Everybody is going to have a different methodology when it comes to writing. So of course, he's got this idea that he's like, have your ending, but sometimes I don't even know how I'm going to start, and then once I start, I don't know how I'm going to get to the ending, and there sometimes. Like he doesn't figure out all of the, like me, I like to have kind of an outline. I kind of like to have a pretty good idea of what scenes I want in there. And then how I get there we'll find along the way. He will find everything along the way. In fact, he said there are sometimes when he gets to the end and a character has a secret that I didn't know was there. And it's almost like the as you write, characters reveal themselves. So I'm like, okay, this is really interesting, the way that this guy comes to writing. I should read one of his books. So I started reading one of his books, and man, it is a page turner. It's one of those books that I didn't want to put down. It's like, okay, it's 4:00 in the morning. I should probably go to bed now. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So anyway. Oh, so there you go. Wow. Man, see, I go off on tangents, man. That is this stream. Tangents. I thought that was Link. Nah. Are they super heavy? Knights of Old? Welcome, sir. Good to see you. I keep seeing Babylon Berlin come in, like show up in different sales and stuff, and I'm like, not quite yet. Not quite yet. I do kind of want to pick those up though, just because I never got to finish it. But anyway, Knights of Old. Are they heavy? They're pretty heavy. They're not like I mean, of course, like my copies, all of these, they're more display copies. They're not like curl up in bed and read it. It's kind of big and bulky for that. I mean, I would recommend either a Kindle or a paperback book if you're just going to read in bed and whatever. That's why I have multiple copies of Lord of the Rings, and I have so many copies. It's stupid is what it is. But I love them for what they are. I mean, I've in fact, when I was reading Lord of the Rings again, what I did was, there's actually a different copy of Lord of the Rings that I have it's right there. It's the same height, but there's no pictures in it. It's just the book. But what I would do is I would listen to the audiobook and read along. Let me do this. Oh yeah. I would read along in these. And then this set, instead of coming with, it doesn't come with The Hobbit. It comes with Lord of the Rings, a reader's companion. And what I would do is I would read a chapter, and then I would read the reader's companion. And it would almost be like, it's almost like watching special features, but on the writing of Lord of the Rings. So I really got a lot out of that. And then at the same time, I was going through the history of Lord of the Rings right here, these white ones. So this goes through, and he basically he'll write a version of the chapter, and then he'll go back and write it again, and there'll be different versions of the same chapter. It took a long time to get through the books that way, but it was a good experience for me, because I got to see how it developed as I was reading through the actual text, and that was just fun for me. But that's because I'm a dork. There you go. Lawnmower Man was a good. How many? I mean, like, I haven't seen that, Derek, so I don't know. How many illustrations per book? I don't know. You'd have to look that up. But it's quite a few. In fact, a lot of cases, there might be multiple illustrations per chapter. So that might be a thing. But for me, I don't honestly care about the illustrations, but I like a good, I mean, that copy right here. This is a singular copy of all of the Lord of the Rings. And it's also illustrated by Alan Lee. That's the same picture that's on the back. And then we've got a different picture on the back of one of those, or on the back of the box. But that's the picture. And then on here, it's the same, it's basically the same setup. The same kind of thing, although these are thinner pages and it's in one book. So it's the entire Lord of the Rings in one book. This was a special edition that came out years before this one came out. So there you go. And it comes in this nice, what is this, plastic vellum. I just, look, I'm a dork, okay? And I have a lot of copies of Lord of the Rings. So get off my back about it. I'm just kidding. But that's not a sit down. Like I said, that's more of a desk reading kind of thing. But yeah, it's a ridiculous fun time, especially as a first watch. Yeah. Johnny Mnemonic. See, that's a movie that I remember seeing when it first came out. And I know that it was way out there. And that's really all I remember. And I don't remember really liking it. But there you go. The most important thing to remember about Highlander is that there's only one movie. No sequels were ever made. No shitty spin-off TV show either, thank God. And you know they are making a Highlander reboot with Henry Cavill. So, top 3 Brett Ratner movies? I mean, it might have to be the Rush Hour trilogy. Although he did Red Dragon, did he not? I actually kind of like that one with Ray Fiennes. I think I actually kind of like that one. Although Mindhunter is better. It's just better. Low tonight, 32. There you go. Weather's relative, low 30 West Coast. Low 30 West Coast weather can feel colder than Minnesota 10-degree weather for some reason. Well, I think it has a lot to do with your conditioning too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're used to 50s and 60s, if it drops down, it's the same reason why when we were filming Adventures, that one day when it started out like in the 50s, and it was kind of brisk, but it was fine. It was doable. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it dropped 20 degrees. It felt like it went down to sub-zero temperatures. And it's just because that was early in the season. We hadn't had cold like that. And we'd started out really not bad. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that I think it comes down to conditioning too. Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. I mean, you're not wrong. But Brad Jewell, welcome. Good to see you. Last night, low was 5. Tonight, I think 10. That's how far behind we are? Wow. Look. I like Statham, but Affleck is cool too. Yeah. Lightweights. I regularly go weeks without leaving the house. I mean, look, I'm used to not leaving the house too, but it's still, there's times when I'm like, I need to get out of the house. I'm not one of those that I don't like deliveries. I don't want to pay more to get something that I could just get off my butt and go get. It's just one of those things. Affleck, the duck from the insurance company. Shining is my number one. See, I like The Shining. But I think I never think about The Shining really when it comes to, I don't think that one's better than The Green Mile for me. But Dead Man Walking. Oh yeah, Green Mile. Oh yeah. Did you ever see the movie Weapons? Really good. Knights of Old? Yes, I did. In fact, I saw it opening weekend and did a review on it. Which goes to show you that people on my chat don't watch my videos. No, I'm totally kidding. But yes, I love that movie. I'm so happy to see. I mean, look, here's the thing. The movie's been out for a long time. I didn't want to spoil the fact that Amy Madigan was in it because it was such a surprise to me that she was in it. I'm so happy that she's getting recognition for her work in that movie because she was absolutely fantastic. And just completely no ego, just let's do the thing and let's make it as badass as possible. And I think she killed it in that movie. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. And that last section, the movie has, different, it's almost like telling the same story from different points of view. That last one was just tearing my heart out. And it made the ending even more, uh I don't know, more satisfying, even though they basically said that they never really came back. But I still liked it. I still like that movie. Misery looked like a dark comedy to me. Never saw it. Might just be straight horror and no comedy, but the trailers look kind of funny. Well, that's the weird thing about that one. That one is a horror that it's kind of like the horror that's in sort of, you never know where the horror is going to be. I would totally recommend that movie. It's another one of those movies or one of those stories that's a very limited number of sets, a limited number of locations, and a limited number of characters. I adore that film. I adore the story. I read the book. Love the book. Love the story. The book is very. There are some differences, but I would highly recommend it. It's really good. Adam Ray's Jason Statham impression as Dr. Phil is hilarious. I don't know what that means. Is there a video of this? Rob's house is top one for me. I mean, I don't know about that. What's that old Polaroid picture you leaned up back there on the shelf? Oh, really? You want to see? This is from the filming of Adventures in Game Chasing. That is basically a test photo for the photo that ends up in the movie. I'm in the background, apparently holding a vape, and Billy is getting up from the couch there, or from the chair there. And in fact, I think that was where. I can't remember, but that's the picture from the set from the filming on that day. And this picture, Billy's wife found this picture in his truck, and had been there for 5 years or 6 years, however long it was, 5.5 years. And she gave it to me because she thought I would appreciate it. And I do. I think that's really cool. And of course, I mean, I have many things from the from Adventures, but also, like, I mean, the dice right here, you can see that is screen used dice. That's the dice that the nerd trips on at the end of the movie. In fact, I'm the one that rolls the dice, and then the guy trips on it. Yeah, they're scuffed up and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. There's the Nop Top from Game Dave Stream made this car to mock up of the Ghost Getter. And he made 2 of them. He made one for Game Dave and he made one for Billy. And Billy's wife gave that to me as well. She tried to give me the entire model, the big model, the radio control model, and I'm like, no, too big, too much, worth too much. But that meant a lot because I just think that was cool. Let's see. Oh, there's the award that we won from at the Fort Worth Independent Film. What does that say? Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. And they gave us a special award for that. So I still have that. I got this. It's hard to do. Lego Joker from one of the mini conventions that we went to over the last few years. This right here is an emblem from the Japanese Nintendo store, or the original Nintendo location. That came from Beat 'em Ups. This copy of Pretty Hate Machine came from Billy on it was a filmed part of it was going to be in one of the episodes, but there wasn't enough from that place, so I don't think it didn't end up in the episode. But Billy bought me that tape. This is a copy of Ocarina of Time that's Japanese. Came from Beat 'em Ups. This is a card of it's a Magic the Gathering card, I think. But it's Machete, and it is signed by Danny Trejo. Machete, Danny Trejo. Yoshi gave me that. These 4 little mini pops, I think, whatever. That's part of what my gift from Game Dave's Secret Santa, and then that link is also from one of the mini conventions. I think I got that one at Retropalooza one year. But anyway, and then oh, this was also this Lord of the Rings Advance was from that Secret Santa, which ended up being Dreamy Warrior, I believe. But then up here is what is it called? A U2's. It's kind of like a Funko Pop, but it's beat 'em ups. Yeah. So, see, is there anything else? Because there's a lot of stuff that's just like cool stuff that I have everywhere. But there you go. There you go. I don't think I'm a cabin guy either. Yeah, not me. But yeah, I'm a hotel guy all the way. I love camping. Tripping on shrooms? Nope. Have you watched the series Castle Rock? The second season was a backstory of the Kathy Bates character from Misery. I did not. I think I started the first season and it didn't actually get there for me. So I just stopped watching it. But that's one of those that maybe I'll go back to someday. I actually really enjoyed Welcome to Derry. That's a recent show that I've really enjoyed. Sega Steve, what's going on? Goal, one day, I hope to see Warehouse Dave's warehouse. Someday. Camping in hot, muggy weather was so horrible. Then in the morning we got rained out. Yep, nope, it's not for me. Grim Raider, what's going on? Who did Dead Souls better, 9 Inch Nails or Joy Division? I think you know the answer to that. Well, I mean, at least for me, it's 9 Inch Nails. I love it. The crater from Starman. Yes. Yes, 7th. I stood in that crater and it was really cool. It was really, really cool to see. Out in Arizona. Winslow, Arizona. Around there. Really enjoyed that. That is cool, seeing contact satellites. Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, it's for a guy, a science dork, and also a movie dork, it was really, really awesome. Let's see. Nope, that's Petrified Forest. Don't I have a panorama? Yeah. So this is from the top. That's a panorama I did of the crater. One of those really, really kind of inspiring things standing there. Let's see. That's Phoenix. Where's... Do I have a... This isn't great because you can't see the whole thing. But that's the VLA. Because they were all spread out. And if you zoom in, you can see them. They're on those tracks. You know, in the movie Contact, they're pretty close together. They were not close together. But that's, you know, it was cool, man. It was really cool. For a science dork, it was cool. So there you go. That's cute. Low 32 degrees. My low the next 5 days is 3, 0, -8, -9, -6, then 7+. I mean, look, you know, we can, you know, in the summertime we can talk about our high temps. One day I went to see Sega Steve's complete inbox. I was like, what does CIB mean? I know that. Complete inbox Genesis collection. I want to crack open some cases and find the inserts and stuff that my eyes have never seen before. I mean, look, you never know. You might one day see that. You might see... I was going to come up with something dirty, but you know. Mac and cheese places are great. Yeah, for sure. Wow, am I really that far behind? Wow. Oh my gosh, it just updated. Oh my God. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Johnny, said, Rob, which color movies do you think would be better in black and white? And what black and white movies do you think would be better in color? That's a great question. But the thing is, though, when you, especially if you're really trying to do black and white justice, you're filming in black and white, and you're actually lighting to get those harsh shadows. I think in fact, there's been many videos about the color, the way that the people color their films these days, and the way that they tint their films, and it's very flat color. That there's not a lot of contrast between the different colors. They try to make it like really easy to watch or something. I don't know what they're thinking, but it's like, yeah, have separation between the foreground and the background, and have layers to the filming, and I love that. But with black and white photography, it's completely different. And there's harsh, dark shadows in really, really good black and white filmmaking. In fact, there's a book that I have somewhere, and it's on cinematography, but it's for digital cinematography. And basically it's trying, and that was probably written 20-25 years ago that I bought this book. And what they're trying to basically say is that look at how they did it back then, and look at how they lit, and you should light using those same like fundamental techniques that they used in the old days. And they showed a bunch of different examples, and it was an amazing book showing different examples from different movies and the way that they would light and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of, I don't know, there's just a lot of things where, yeah, like to me, I'm also I'm adamant about original, like the director's original vision. So it's hard for me to think that way. I think Chinatown might be interesting in black and white, and maybe even the sequel, The Two Jakes, because they're such noir type stories. It might be interesting to see if the movie would work in black and white. As far as a movie in black and white that could be color, I'm just trying to think of recent movies that I've watched. I've been watching a lot of older films. I mean, the Thin Man movies might be interesting just because of they're so kind of extravagant, and it might be interesting to see them in color. But I would never. That's the thing, is I would never do that. I would never change the way that they were made. For like, I don't even like the idea of, like, I think fan edits are interesting, but I would never. That would never be the end all be all version that I would watch. It's different if the director says, "Hey, here's the actual cut that I really wanted to do. I'd rather watch that version than the previous version," or whatever, Or in the case of James Cameron, who looks at the Aliens extended edition, he looks at that as literally an extended edition. His director's cut is the theatrical cut. And I actually prefer the theatrical cut because I don't like all the extra footage that's in the extended edition. I know there's people that love it. I was like, oh man, the drone things and there is an argument that the Ripley daughter scene at the beginning of the movie should have been in the theatrical cut, but it wasn't. So I'm very I'm a purist that way. But yeah. There you go. Oh, for some reason I skipped that. Looks like a screensaver. Yeah, that place was amazing. There were so many places that we saw in the Northeast that were just like beautiful. And that's kind of what we have started to do, is when we think about where we're going to go on a trip, it's where we've never been and what's the coolest looking place that we can go to, or the coolest place. I mean, we're going to Disney World in April, because April wanted to go for her birthday, but timing didn't work out. So we're going basically around my birthday. So we're going to Disney World in April. So that's a thing. But after that, I think we're going to try to go to Utah in the fall, and maybe Monument Valley, where the Searchers was filmed. I mean, I'd love to see that. So we'll see. Putting Grand Tetons at the top of my list. Never been to that quadrant of America. Always wanted to visit Yellowstone. Yeah, Yellowstone was gorgeous. The Grand Tetons were, jaw dropping. Just jaw dropping stuff. It's yeah. Let me see. Crap, man. The first picture I took, I had no sleep. The first picture I took was like, holy crap, that's the airport right next to the Tetons. Amazing. Just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, you should totally go. And that's where we did our first long hike. It was like 7 or 8 miles. It was great. So yeah, that video looks like the Lego lighthouse you built. Yeah, very, very nice. I have a trip to ask you about that's coming up this year. Do it. I'll ask you after the show. Do it. Lighthouses are in my top 3 types of houses. You're not wrong. It's a thing. April loves the lighthouses. So that light tower on the coast looks so beautiful. Yeah, and that's in Maine, I believe. I had to go find it again. But yeah, it's very, very pretty. East Coast is really cool. Need to go to the Northeast. Went to Connecticut and Boston, which were cool. I loved Boston. We spent a whole day in Boston. We did the what is it? There's a trail that we walked. It was fun. It was long, but it was fun. Steam Deck OLED arrives Friday. Yes. I love my Steam Deck. I know his favorite black and white movie would be by Akira Kurosawa. But see, probably, Seven Samurai is definitely an amazing movie, but I don't know. Like, I think it's so weird because Kurosawa filmed he used so many different techniques. And he got better as he got older. Yojimbo, holy crap, that movie is gorgeous. But I also think of movies like The Big Heat, like Double Indemnity, like freaking Maltese Falcon, just amazing movies. And you kids these days, watch some of these older films. They are amazing. They're really, really good. Wish Switch 2 is OLED. Oh, we'll get one eventually. Your fourth Steam Deck. Man. Would Outhouses be on that list? And yeah. Star Fox is number 1 on basically swapping handhelds out. Love it. Tomorrow getting to 60 degrees. Wow. Damn, you can't send it through mail, huh? I don't know what doghouse and henhouse means. Rob, you should buy the Alan Lee Lord of the Rings sketchbook. It's amazing. I don't have the sketchbook, but I have the art of the Lord of the Rings. Oh wait. No, those are by Tolkien. Those are both art books, and Tolkien drew those. And no, I don't have the sketchbooks. And I think part of that was because I wanted them in hardback, and I just didn't have the money at the time to get them, and I just never got around to getting them. But you're right, they're amazing stuff. Bloodsport, Mortal Kombat, and Blade are your top 3. Derek, hey, there you go. Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast 6. I'm not a huge fan of Van Damme. And I don't like the Fast and Furious movies. So who else can I piss off? Do you consider audiobooks reading though? Absolutely. Why are you gatekeeping? There should be no gatekeeping. I mean, here's the thing. Will you get more out of a book? Um, I'll tell you this. I don't listen to audiobooks. This is just me. I don't listen to audiobooks that I'm not also reading along with. The audio book keeps me, because I'm ADHD or whatever I am, touch of the tism, whatever you want to say. It keeps me locked in. The audiobook, reading along with it helps me retain, but it also keeps me locked in, and I get through books much faster that way. It's not cheating. It's not cheating at all, because I actually read faster than well, for an audiobook to be understandable, it can't go too fast. But yeah, so absolutely. Now, you might say if you're not paying attention to it, but that's not what we're asking here. For people that are actually paying attention to the audiobooks, is it reading? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's using a different part of your brain. It's kind of a different thing. But at least in my situation, absolutely it is, because I'm reading along with it. If I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm reading it too. Now here's the only thing that I'm listening to that I'm not actually reading at the same time. That's Cosmos. But I've watched the show Cosmos countless times, and it's almost like an audio version of the show. Every now and then there's something new, something that wasn't in the show for whatever reason. But for the most part, it's kind of like an audiobook of the show. But it's an audiobook of the actual book. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Shouldn't gatekeep though. You know? Don't go to somebody reading an audiobook and go, you're not actually reading that, I mean, why? Why? If I send you 2 really good teen fiction books, will you read it so we can discuss and cry over it? Well, here's the thing. They got to appeal to me, and number 1. Number 2, my reading list is about as crazy as my movie list. So it would be a very, very long time before I get to it. Again, what I'm doing is I'm reading that Harlan Coben book because it's actually helping me right now. And it's a different thing. The Hitchcock book is the same way. It's something that was helping me right now. If it's not directly helping me or not already on my list, it goes to the bottom. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. But no, I wouldn't worry about it. It probably would be years. I don't know about years. It would be a long time before I get to it. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to stop anybody from sending me anything, but just trying to be, just trying to be honest. Watching movies for writing is a good idea. Well, I mean, it's just something that I've learned. I mean, for the most part, it was more about, I was watching movies to figure out different ways that I could tell different. It's almost like the more different kind of movies you watch, going back, watching older films, watching newer films, watching movies from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s, and then watching foreign films, and even those have different pacing and style and all that kind of thing. It all helps in, at least me, in trying to get a sort of a library in my head of technique. And I can use different techniques because, I mean, let's be honest. We're all computers. Our brains are basically computers. And it's not very different than what is being done with AI. AI is basically a huge brain with a huge scale. And it will only learn what you feed it. And unfortunately, it's feeding off of a lot of incorrect information in some cases. In some cases, it's absolutely spot on. It is an absolutely amazing tool if used correctly. But depending on it for your own thought processes is scary to me. I don't, the only time that I use it is for doing tasks that are menial and that I don't want to do. But I honestly think that so many different filmmakers have been inspired by previous filmmakers that we can't help but sometimes regurgitate a sequence or a film or a film, a shot, or the way that someone says something. It's going to be informed by something. The best actors are the ones that can inform from their own experience, from something that happened to them. I guarantee you, everything that I'm writing has a touch of things that have happened to me. In a way, that's why, in my opinion, what I wrote for Chuckleheads was it seemed kind of autobiographical in a way. Oh, it's about a guy running a video store. Of course it is going to be. Yeah, but this is a very different, heightened version of me. It's not me. But there are things that happened that were informed by my experience. So there you go. You're still waiting for your Star Trek Lego set. Well, that's the thing, man. I got mine. They told me February. So I don't know why I got mine so quick. I don't know, Pixel, but I'm sorry, but look, here's the thing. I'm just going to tell you, every now and then a burnt peanut thing is going to happen on this stream. There you go. There's one of them. The only book collection you need. Okay, let me see what this is. Red wall set. I don't even know what that is. Full as the okay, wait. Let me do this. Let me move this. Can I move this? Can I put this over here? This is what he sent me. For those of you who didn't want to click on it. Red wall set complete. Full-size paperback. As the inhabitants of Redwall Abbey masking the it's current one-eyed rat wizard. Okay. I've never heard of such a thing. Interesting. But holy crap, $183. That's a lot of books. Where does this come from? What? Oh my gosh, everything just reloaded. Wow. Hello, Wood. And you're probably not here anymore because that was probably 30 minutes ago. Do I agree that Twilight is better than Lord of the Rings? No, I don't. There are very few things that are better than Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings, but I honestly think that I enjoyed my time with Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter is still up there as one of my favorite reading experiences in my life. Second would probably be Lord of the Rings. Third would probably be The Dark Tower. But I haven't read Twilight, so I wouldn't know. But hey, who knows? It might be amazing. Typical Aussie coming in with a vicious attack on a New Zealand-made film. Hey. To be fair, I meant the books, but the 3 Twilight movies are indeed cinematic masterpieces. I don't know how many Twilight movies. I think there are 4 Twilight movies. Because I think they split the last one into 2, right? 3 movies that you enjoyed the director's cut or uncut version more than theatrical. Movie High Club. I know I've answered this question before. Because Kingdom of Heaven is absolutely number 1. Absolutely number 1. I enjoy the final cut is probably the most complete version of Blade Runner, and I enjoy that. Both Ridley Scott films, I know. See, the thing is that when somebody says uncut, it's always cut. There's always going to be cuts, right? Now that's the actual act of editing is cutting. So there doesn't really exist an uncut version of something. It doesn't really exist. But I'm trying to think of another movie that really would work. Because there's so many extended versions that literally just pad runtime. They don't really add a whole lot. Like it's interesting to see. Oh yeah, I could see why that could have worked in there. But then most of it, for the most part, is like extraneous stuff that doesn't really matter. Um, like I enjoy the Alien 3 assembly cut more than the Alien 3 theatrical cut, but that's not really a director's cut. I think what you're trying to say is maybe an alternate version. What alternate version is better than the original? Um ooh, I got it. I got it. Now there's going to be some like there might be people that say no. No. But I think that the Dances with Wolves extended cut, or I don't know if it's an actual director's cut. It's more like the book cut. Um, but it's an extended version of Dances with Wolves, and I love it. I think it's great. I read the book after I saw the movie and was like, man, there's all this really good material that was cut out of the movie. I wonder why. And then he put it all back in, and it was like, holy crap, this is great. It does slow the film down. But it's I think that one's probably worthy. I'm in the minority with Shining. Kubrick is my guy. I mean, Derek, I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, Kubrick is amazing. But I just, as far as Stephen King adaptations, I don't think that's a good adaptation of The Shining. It's an enjoyable movie, but it's almost like here's the book, and yeah, we're gonna take some ideas from it, but we're gonna do our own thing. I mean, they made Jack Nicholson's character irredeemable. And the whole point of the book, The Shining, is that the main character should be redeemable. You should feel sorry for what he's going through and what he's doing to his family. You should feel bad for him. You shouldn't, there's pity, there's hatred for him, I guess, a little bit, but there's always the case that he could be redeemed. He becomes a monster in the movie version. So it's a little different. But in that case, I withdraw my accusation and move you back into the top of my top three Aussies list. What are your three movies that you enjoyed the director's cut? I would actually like to hear that. I mean, seriously. Cosma's top three Aussies are Wood, Russell, and Danny Ricardo. Great Polaroid. Thank you, Justin. It's pretty cool. Halloween 6, Butterfly Effect, and I would have to think of third. Probably Harold and Kumar unrated. Interesting. Like unrated cuts, there's so many movies out there, and you probably know because you've probably ended up purchasing an unrated cut, not realizing that, oh, we just put 20 extra seconds of this, we let the scene go a little further and it does a little more lewd thing. And yeah, now we can put it out as a new edition, call it unrated, and people will buy it. That was what DVD and Blu-ray was back in the day. And it was a trend that I didn't really like. It was very predatory on fans. And I didn't like that version of physical media. Or I guess that, I don't know, it's not a technique, but it's a thing. So yeah. Yeah. Yes, My City and Hoth and Ilum. Absolutely amazing that a meteor that big hit the Earth and completely missed that visitor center. What are the odds? I mean, right? Amazing, right? But it's it's a thing. Photography is black and white, and knowing how color values work is such a good skill to have. Yes. Photography in black and white and knowing how color values work. Yes. And that's why it's like, you can't just, like, for example, Fury Road. There was the black and chrome version. And yeah, they probably messed with the color or the values of the black and white for this alternate version of the movie. But it wasn't shot with that in mind. So there's always going to be some loss of There would be a different technique based on the way that they want this one image to look. It's a different thing. So I don't think you can just turn something black and white and go, oh well, there you go. Now I'm a noir film. No, it's different. Rob, have you seen, and if so, did you enjoy the movie The Artist? You know what? I don't think I ever saw that. And I can't tell you why. This is the movie he's asking about? No, I did not see this. I did not see it. Jean Dujardin? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. No, I don't think I did. I don't think I ever did. This is one of those movies that kind of got forgotten. Nobody really talks about The Artist anymore, you know? But no, I never saw it. I'm sorry. I worked for Disney World as a travel agent for 2 years. Pick my brain. Okay. I might ask you some stuff. I mean, I don't know. That's a good selfie though. Which one? I don't know. I don't know which one. Why Game Key Card sells other... Wait. Jacob, welcome. Why Game Key Card sells other must be a Twilight Zone episode. Nobody should ever buy a Game Key Card. Yes. Maybe. It's a weird thing, right? I get why game key cards are not for physical media collectors. But the difference is you can still loan that out to somebody. You can't always loan a digital copy of a game to somebody. So in that, and there's also, I've talked about many times that games with physical copies are kind of dumb right now because they always update the game. So the whole idea of having a physical copy of the game is that you have a working copy of the game no matter what happens to the original hardware. So for example, let's say 20 years from now, there's no backwards compatibility for Switch games, for an example. Well, if you put in the 1.0 version, I don't know, whatever version it is on the game, of Tears of the Kingdom in whatever Switch, you're going to be playing a version that has all of those, what do you call them? The item duplication things and all that stuff, which might be something that you want. But I always hate the idea of that the game that actually it ends up being is the one that ends up getting patched years later or months later. And that's the version that most people will judge the game on. When in reality, all the reviews that you read for a game are typically for that 1.0 version. I find that weird. A great example of that is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky came out. A lot of people hated it. But now people look at No Man's Sky as, oh my God, it's a great game. But years down the road, if you have a copy of No Man's Sky to put it in, it's going to be that original version. So that's why I'm like, the game is it's a weird thing. It's a very strange idea. The game key cards make sense to a certain extent from their point of view. It's not a very friendly customer thing. So I don't know. Game key cards are weird. Have you considered doing a members watch along in which only movies you've already seen can be nominated, so it's more of a hangout and less of a compromised first experience for you? Bucho, I've actually thought about that. And it's why I still kind of want to do a commentary on adventures, because that would be really interesting to get questions about things while we're watching the movie. I think that could be really fun. So maybe. That's actually a good idea though, because I'm not a reactor. Just not. Okay, so that means it's go ahead, sign to send it to you, so you have no excuse. What I mean is, if it doesn't appeal to me, like, I'm not going to read something like, okay, give you an example. if Wood sent me a if Wood sent me a box set of Twilight, I'll probably put it on the shelf. I'll probably never read it. So it's got to be something I want to watch or read or whatever. I'm spending time that I could be spending doing other things. You know, I could be writing. I could be, doing a review. I could be watching a movie for review. I could be doing so many other things or prepping something for the show or whatever. who are you kidding, Rob? You don't prep anything for the show. Yeah, I do. Some things. I prep some things. But you know what I mean. So there's a better than average chance that it's probably not going to be something I'm going to be interested in. I'm just being honest here. So top three is crazy. What's Robert Downey Jr.'s best 3 movies? Okay, we're going to have to go over movies that I've seen with Robert Downey Jr. See, that's tough because a lot of it, like I don't like a lot of the 80s teen flicks that he was in. Like I'm not a big this is gonna ruffle feathers. I'm not a big Weird Science guy. I don't like it. I don't think it's that funny. I don't think it's that enjoyable. Sure, Kelly LeBrock was hot back then. I don't think it was that funny. Just me. And he's in that, right? I'm pretty sure. One of my my absolute favorite movie that Robert Downey Jr. plays a big part in, Zodiac. Love that movie. I think it's amazing, and I think he is amazing in it. Iron Man has to be in there. Because, I mean, whether you like the movies or not, Iron Man started something. And it was almost 100% on his shoulders. Built off of the success of that film. And it's an amazing performance. His Tony Stark is just great. I'm trying to think of more. Did anybody watch my video on my collecting thing? I think that's cool. Is he in the Book of Eli? Why is Robert Downey Jr. Is he in the Book of Eli? Or is he I don't know why I put in Downey and the Book of Eli came up. Oppenheimer. I'm gonna go Zodiac. Iron Man, and Tropic Thunder. So take that. I love that. Those movies are great. Stuff like that has been happening since the 360 era. Everyone thinks it's just new just because Nintendo does it too now. Dance Macabre and On Writing were always in my book bag when I was writing heavily. I actually got the audiobook so I can listen to it while I'm hiking. I haven't listened to it yet because I'm still listening to Cosmos and just kind of savoring that. But yeah, and I also have a copy of that book too. I have a digital. No, I think I bought the Kindle version of On Writing, and I have a physical paperback somewhere of On Writing. It's amazing. I take a shot at AI in my book. Cryptic, I finally made it. You can go ahead and get started with the stream now. Okay, well, let's just start over. Okay. Hey, no. I read Redwall in elementary, so that's how I know of them. Oh, well, there you go. Hey, bidet boys. Hashtag bidet boys. That's right. Is Is Vinny here? I missed out on Vinny's stream. What was it? Sunday night? Monday night? Um, yeah, I missed out on it. I was watching one of these. By the way, Bucho, you will be happy to know that I am going to do a review of each and every Wes Anderson film in this box set as a mega review, kind of, but it's also a review of the box set. You'll be happy to know that because you like that kind of stuff. I've never done a video this involved. Like, I have a lot of plans for it. So yeah. There you go. There you go. But hashtag Bidet Boys. I was watching one of those movies. I don't remember which one, but and then it was over. And then I was like, oh, crap. And then went over there and he was already done. Nothing beats getting carried through the woods bareback on a vampire. Especially a sparkling vampire. Right? Bucho said, since Twilight, I've refused to watch any baseball not played by vampires. I mean, there you go. There you go. Have I watched Hamnet yet? Grim Raider, welcome. And no, I have not. I have not watched it yet. Unfortunately, I haven't left the house since Thursday. I don't even know what the next movie I'm planning on seeing in the theater is. Because I want to see that. I want to see Marty Supreme. I think I read a list of them. But there's quite a few that I want to see. But no, I haven't watched it yet. I have not. I'm sorry. I should do better. Running shirtless definitely lost its touch since the last movie that came out. Jacob said things just keep getting sadder. Music artists who are getting die. Stores close forever, and games require internet to run properly because they're not complete at launch, and movies have no new ideas. Well, I wonder if you mean music artists that were getting old. Change is part of the deal. But to say that movies have no new ideas, here's the thing. You could probably argue that there hasn't been a new idea for a story in 200 years. But I think there's always going to be ways to tell a story, even if it is. That's why. Okay, look, I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here. The idea that Sinners is just a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn means that you haven't seen enough movies. You haven't seen. You don't have the ability to judge anything properly if you think that Sinners is just a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn. It's not a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn. One of the interesting things that I saw about Sinners was the way that you can judge any movie is you look at the thing that makes that movie, like, it's almost like the tagline. Two brothers open a speakeasy in 1930s, right? 1930s Mississippi, and vampires come out, right? I mean, I don't know what would be a better, like, sort of synopsis, a one sentence synopsis of it. If you take that out of it, will the story still work? As I said in my review, I think that movie still works. That movie is fantastic and almost was so swept up in the emotion, in the storytelling, the characterization, the acting. I was so swept up in it that I actually forgot that, oh yeah, there's going to be vampires. I mean, that to me is a great movie. But people disagree with that, and that's fine. But to say that your opinion is the only opinion, that's the problem with debate nowadays. And to me, when you say that movies have no new ideas, I don't know. That's one of those things that I take a little, you know, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You're talking about there's, you know, things just keep getting sadder. Music artists who are getting old and passing away. Yes, that's sad. That's part of life. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, I think most of us have been touched by death in one way or another. And there is a point where you start to realize that this is what we're here to do. We're here to learn. We're here to have, you know, try to enjoy ourselves as much as possible. We're here to, you know, make a lasting impression, whether it's on children, whether it's on whatever, you know, I mean, there's so many meanings to life, right? And I'm not going to get all philosophical on that, but that's one thing, right? Stores closing forever. Yeah, that's sad, but other stores will pop up, and it's just the way of the world. Games require internet. That's a very specific thing. And then movies have no new ideas. That's like saying art has no new ideas. And I don't agree with that. I'll never agree with that. Are a lot of movies very cookie cutter or whatever? Sure. But there are still artists out there who are willing to push the limits. They're not just getting 200 million to make those movies. Those are the kind of movies. That's why you look at this week is Sundance. That's why you look at Sundance for, okay, who are the new voices that are going to, you know, come out and say something new, or at least in a different way. And will it be something? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand the idea behind what you're saying, but I don't agree with it being so close-ended like that. And I think that's the problem with our planet right now. Is everybody's so close-ended on what they say. Like this is a definitive thing. Movies have no new ideas. Period. And I think that's incorrect. Movies are too reminiscent of things that came before. When you say that, okay, sure, I can see that. The popular movies, sure. There are still people who are pushing the limits and pushing boundaries in movie making, in movie style, and all those kinds of things. It's a visual format that changes. I don't know. I am getting kind of philosophical here, aren't I? Oops. But I don't agree on that. Is Smokey and the Bandit an action film or comedy? Jackie Gleason should have won the Oscar for Buford T. Justice. I don't know. It's been a very, very long time since I saw that movie. And to be perfectly honest, it wasn't my thing. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Please do commentary on adventures. I think it would be fun. It would be fun to do almost like a Q&A, a live Q&A with that. I haven't seen anything from Robert Downey Jr. where he's the main that I like besides U.S. Marshals, but I like Snipes and Tommy Lee Jones more in it. Well, yeah, yes. Iron Man, Zodiac, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I mean, those are all good choices. But that's another one where it's like, dude, Zodiac or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I haven't seen in so many years, and I've been waiting for it to get a new physical media release. Zodiac is an amazing film. RDJ is great in it. Fincher is the man. I'm still pissed about Mindhunter. I actually enjoyed a lot of Mindhunter, and it was so good that I stopped watching it, knowing that there wasn't really an ending. Is that weird? I don't know. But I never watched the whole thing. That's a top-notch top 3, yeah. Wait, Vinny streams? I'm a failed Vinny stan. Disappointing. Oh, yeah. KB Senti, if you go into the your own content tab or channel on Discord, he's posted a couple of times. Wes Anderson is my top 1 directors with the surname Anderson. Yes, even above PTA, and yes, even above Paul W.S. Those are some high. Yeah. What's 3 really bad remakes? Three really bad remakes. I don't even know. Hey, Rob, is your butt cold? Period. No, it's not, technically. Um, hey, that's a really good list. RoboCop, Total Recall, Fright Night. I don't think that RoboCop is that bad. It's a different thing. It's almost like they said, okay, it's a lot in the way that they did The Shining. It's like, oh yeah, I see what you did there, but I'm going to take that basic idea and make something new. And that's what RoboCop was. So I don't know if I would say that one is technically like bad. Total Recall was a terrible movie. I did not like that at all. Fright Night, I haven't seen the original or the remake, so I don't know about that one. I don't have Apple TV, but I really wanted to see The Tragedy of Macbeth by the Coen brothers. Have you seen it? Yes, Johnny Flip Switch, I have seen it. I was not a fan. Of course, all of the acting is absolutely stellar, but it felt too arty for me. I did a review on it. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. So yeah. I was not happy with the Spike Lee version of Old Boy. I haven't seen that. Ooh, Grim Raider said I like the remake of Salem's Lot on HBO. I did not. But at the same time, you can't really fault. It's not really a remake of the series. So I couldn't count that one anyway. But let me. People think Sinners is a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn. That's what people keep saying. I think it's honestly, I feel like one person said that, and then people just kept repeating it. And it's just one of those things that's just it's such a lacking. That's like saying well, Tango and Cash is just a remake of Lethal Weapon. What? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're both in the same genre and they both have buddy cops. What's the that's really it. There's no similarity between those two movies except for the fact that about halfway through vampires. That's it. I don't know. Now, see, it would be more interesting if somebody said that Days of Thunder is just a remake of Top Gun. Anyway, when they aren't remotely the same. I know. I don't know, man. Remakes. Ooh, I got one. I did not enjoy this. Psycho. The shot-for-shot remake of Psycho. Not good. Interesting. An interesting idea, but not good. What do you think the next big evolution in filmmaking, excluding AI? I mean, that's impossible to tell. If I could do that, sheesh, man, I'd be rich. No, I don't know. It's probably going to have to do with. I mean, gosh, it could have to do with a lens technology. It could have to do with some sort of new engine, like some sort of almost like you could say like a gaming engine, like Unreal, that could take the. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of CG, it's going to be hard to exclude AI from a lot of that stuff. But I think there's probably going to be something that comes in the way of some sort of engine that helps with CG that could really push things forward. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough to say. I mean, I really enjoy the fact that we can get a movie like Avatar Fire and Ash, where you have people doing motion capture and it looks real. It looks so good. I mean, I love those movies. I know there's people who don't like them, but man, I love them. I love them, and they've just, to me, technically, they've gotten better. Each and every one gets better. So, but no, that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing. I mean, I honestly think that battery technology could get interesting. I think if someone could come up with some sort of technology where batteries don't have to be charged so often. And I'm talking about with lighting, with cameras, with anything that has to be plugged in. It could literally change the way we do things. So that's a possibility, I guess. Finished some errands that need to get done before the stream, so picked up a few movies from Fanflix, Voodoo Sales, and Dista Digital posting in general movie chat. Well, damn it, here we go. Most pickups are movies anywhere. Stage Fright, the Spoilers, The Burbs, Merrily We Go to Hell, Midnight, We Go to Hell. See, here's the thing. You cannot say that Shozama does not have interesting, a diverse taste in movies. He does like the older films though. And I got to say, that's one of those things where I have to thank him for helping me get on that journey. Another one would probably be Max Allen Collins over there on the who just recently released Return of the Maltese Falcon, which I have coming this week. And I'm going to try to send it to him to have him sign it. So that's the thing. But no. Between Max Allen Collins and Shozama, it is completely reinvigorated my love for old film. So you have to thank him for that. Even though, we may disagree from time to time. Yeah. Sinners has, spoiler alert, lacks a Salma Hayek dance. I mean, that is true. I'd rather have a Kat Dennings or Mila Jovovich dance. Rufus can teach you how to make that happen. Yeah. I need Illumination to give me an action movie. Ooh, a Star Fox Illumination. That could be cool. But again, it's every time that you look at oh man, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? You have to think about, you have to be objective in your thinking. You have to exclude yourself from the desire of how cool that you think it would be. Is this a marketable idea? If you go tell a random person in your store and say, hey, did you hear they're making a Star Fox movie? How many people are going to go, huh, what's that? When you say, hey, they're making another Super Mario movie, they go, oh, really? That's the difference. Star Fox, unfortunately, just never caught on with the general audience. This is just my opinion. Now you could totally do something with Star Fox. I would say you could do it as an animated series. The problem with that is it would probably end up going on Peacock. But you could still do it. If one were able to get it greenlit. But there you go. How dare you not alert your stance? But he kind of did. Minnie said, are you done being fake sick yet? Johnny said, I don't have Apple TV, but I really wanted to see the I already read that. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say it's worth giving it a shot. It just didn't work for me. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember a version of Macbeth that I've seen now that I really enjoy. Because I didn't really enjoy, I got Orson Welles' version of Macbeth, and I didn't really care for it. I kind of want to see Laurence Olivier's, and it could just be that I don't like Macbeth, but I don't know. Everyone who missed Vinny's last stream missed out. He has a gift for the Bidet Boys. Splish Splash. Uh-oh. You do? I'm walking around with crusty buns. Not finishing Mindhunter makes sense, but I still think it's worthwhile to watch it. I've also heard from Holt that there's more and more talks about things. Ooh, that would be great. Most recent remake of The Grudge was Clown Shoes, and Atlantis the Lost Empire. People always say it ripped off Nadia, but it clearly borrowed from Stargate. The next revolution will be good writing and good acting. Also, bring it to a snappy runtime. Well, that's the thing. And this is one of those things that I was going to actually talk about, is that I don't know if anybody saw, but it was announced that Project Hail Mary, which is coming out in a month and a half. One of my favorite. I mean, seriously, the movies that I'm most looking forward to this year. I cannot wait to see how this movie actually pans out. But the runtime is 2 hours and 36 minutes. Some people are saying, "Oh, that's not long enough. Oh, that's too short." Or, "Oh, that's too long." Whatever. My whole point is, it's interesting that 2 hours and 36 minutes, there seems to be a glut of movies, storytelling that's longer. And I think it's because, in a weird way, I think they're trying to tell deeper stories. Now, this one may not be that kind, but I think that's part of it. But also, I think I love what Roger Ebert said. No good movie is long enough, and no bad movie is short enough. It's true. How many times have you watched a movie that's 90 minutes and you go, "Holy crap, when is this movie going to be over?" And then how many times have you watched Seven Samurai and go, "Oh, please go on for another 3 hours, please." That's how I feel about movies. Sometimes a movie can not end soon enough. And then sometimes I want a movie to go on forever. So there you go. I don't think a snappy runtime is definitely. I would say that goes with trends. I think a lot of times movies go up to, like right now, they seem to be going up and up and up generally. And then I think it will eventually come down some. And then it'll go back up at some point. It's just part of it's a phase. Rob, do you think we'll ever get to the point where movie and show scripts are being written using AI? I hope not. I guarantee you that's being done right now. Somebody's doing it. And somebody's going to try to sell an AI script. It's just going to happen. The question is, will there ever be, and this is one of those things that's very debatable, but I don't think there's ever going to be an completely AI written script that rises to the top. It's the same thing as what I was watching Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on Joe Rogan last week. And he was just talking about it, that they were talking about AI in general. And there were things that people can do that computers can't. Now, if we get to the point where an AI going through and making new experiences and taking those experiences and accumulating that into their own AI mind, is it possible that a robot could write a robot script? Who knows? But there's something about the human connection. And I love the story that Matt Damon told about Dwayne Johnson in The Smashing Machine. That there was a scene that was very effective, and he asked how it was done, and he basically used real life experiences to inform his performance. An AI is not going to be able to do that. It can only regurgitate and mix together things that have already happened. So when someone says there are no new ideas in movies, a lot of times what that means is that you keep seeing the same sort of, like, for example, when someone says Sinners is just From Dusk Till Dawn remade. No. It's regurgitated ideas in patterns that seem familiar. The trick in storytelling is to be able to tell a story from your own point of view, or tell a story from another's point of view that is refreshing and new and a new way of looking at things. I mean, how many times has someone said something and you go, "Huh, I never thought about it that way." That's some of the best stuff. Well, every now and then a writer can do that. A writer can bring out an idea that you go, huh, I never thought of that. That's really cool. So I don't know. That's just how I look at it. I'm not scared of AI the same way that some people are. I mean, I'm scared of, you know, people putting decision making into the hands of AI, Skynet or whatever, cybernetic systems, all that kind of thing. Not crazy about that idea. But from a storytelling point of view, I just don't think. I mean, because it's going to happen. Somebody's going to make a movie, and they're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna feed AI a story, and I'm gonna have AI make the movie, right? And it's going to happen. This is coming within probably the next year or two, and the movie will be completely made up of AI visuals, but there will be something missing. And you'll watch it and it'll be terrible. And some people may not be able to verbalize why. It's because the people won't have any life to them. Oh, they can scream, but can you put something in it? I mean, I'm sure you can, but it's going to take a really deft hand to pull something like that off. My guess is that in order for an AI movie to be successful, it would have to be marketed. And in the marketing, there will have to admit that, yes, this was made using AI, and it will probably get torpedoed. And the best stuff will always rise to the top. And I just don't think it's going to happen. Lethal Weapon is just a remake of 48 Hours. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, you made that guy black and that guy white. Oh, what's the difference? I've heard bad things about the new Running Man, but I think that people were expecting a remake of Arnold's film as opposed to a film that's closer to the book. And that's why it's not really a remake. It's a remake in the sense that they're taking the same subject matter and they're making a story about it. The one Arnold's took the basic idea, the shell of idea. It's the same as The Shining. They took the basic, well, The Shining is probably closer to the book than the Running Man original Arnold movie was to the book. You know what I mean? Because that movie was, or that story was completely different. And it didn't feel like, it's completely different. Completely different. But I don't know. I mean movies by big studios. I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen. Shazam doesn't even like movies. Yeah, he does. All buddy cop movies are just remakes of Stray Dog. There, I said it. Oh, snap. He said it, guys. He said it. How many people even know what that is? That's a pretty good movie. All buddy cop. Oh, yeah, I already said that. I can teach who how to make what happen. Rufus, you could. Nah. Yeah, thanks. Mia Jovovich and whatever, dancing and stuff. Anyway, Star Fox Arcane style. I mean, dude, anything Arcane style, right? I mean, apparently K-pop Demon Hunters has a very similar feel to the way that Arcane did, and I can't get into that movie. I tried and I couldn't get into it. So, all buddy cop movies are remakes of movies. I mean, maybe. I don't think so, but you know. And see, Ricky doesn't like how Arcane looks. Virtual reality is the future, or just upload your conscience online, like in the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa and her daughter were in a virtual world, Jack and the internet. I mean, probably. There will be a meta world. But it just depends. It literally could be something that we've never even thought of yet. And I think that's what's like, I don't want everything to turn out like Ready Player One. I don't want to get there to this new future and go, oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought it would be. No, it should be surprising, right? Have I seen the animated Star Fox on YouTube? I have not. Arcane is great. I just don't want that look for Star Fox. Heimerdinger. The short movie they did, Star Fox Zero, was cartoony, and I didn't like that either, but I liked the movie. What was better, Day of the Dead or Land of the Dead? I couldn't tell you. I've seen one of them. I don't know which one. Some aren't my kind of movies, typically, so I don't know. Sorry, can't answer that one. Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Simpsons have predicted the future. Remember the robots that took over the planet? Looks like the robots of today. I mean, you throw enough darts, you're gonna hit every now and then, you know? That's like when people say, "Oh, well, Nostradamus told the future." Well, he said a bunch of stuff that didn't come true. You know, so every now and then he gets something right. Oh, a leader will rise in the West. Oh, you know, whatever. Just, it's just one of those things. I want Star Fox to have more of a Zootopia style look, realistic and artistic, but not anime style. Ooh. A Fox in Space on YouTube. Kind of love the gritty vibe it has. Is Jaws a horror movie, or is it an action movie, or maybe a thriller? Yes. I don't think it's a horror movie. It's not. I mean, it's weird because, like, if I say it's not a horror movie, and I'm like, well, how many kids couldn't go in the water, couldn't go in the bathtub because they thought Jaws was going to come through and kill them? I don't know. It's one of the greatest movies of all time, but I don't really, and that's the problem too. There's so many people that love to classify and put in a box. And sometimes think about it, the most interesting people you know, they don't fit in a box. They're all over the place. Some of the more interesting people are the ones that you go, I don't know what that guy's going to do today. That could be interesting, you know? To me, that's what the way a movie is. When you start putting movies in boxes, then you start to, okay, well, if you put it in the, let's say, the horror genre, well, then now let's rank all the horror movies. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where it's almost as silly to me. And I'm not saying silly like, yo, you quit being silly. I'm just saying it's one of those things that it's just enjoy the movie, you know, and it's like, it's great. But it's like, okay, for the longest time, there was always this, in the UFC, they were talking about pound for pound. Oh yeah, well, this guy is pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. And he was 125 pounds. I was talking about Demetrius Johnson. And then there's, you know, Johnny Bones Jones, who was at the time, I think he was at 185, right? No, wait. 205. He was at 205. So basically that means that if somehow you were able to equate their weight, fighting skill, it's one of those things that you just can't, you know? Oh, would John Jones be able to beat Bruce Lee? Well, yeah, because he outweighs him by probably 60, 70 pounds. Well, pound for pound, which one would win? I don't know. That's like one of those things that it doesn't have an answer. That's like saying explain quantum physics to somebody. And it's like, how much time you got? Number one. Number two, we don't know. It's all theory, and it's all based on theory. And I like physical, tactile things that I can go, this is true. Everything else is up for debate. And to me, Jaws is one of the best movies of all time, regardless of genre. So I don't really classify movies that way in my head. That's just me. Does that make any sense, or am I just saying words? I'm probably just saying words, like I always do. Ever watch Cinemassacre Sharp Movies episode? Cinemassacre? I think that's me. The Smashing Machine is streaming on HBO Max. Yeah. And that's a movie that I hear it's got great performances, but it doesn't really come together. And I'm like, Mom, I got other things to watch. AI is demonic, Patricia. I just thought about that. Bucho. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Patricia won't be back? Hmm. Matt G, are Game Chaser videos over? It's not for me to answer. I've never been I've never been part of that decision making process. So yeah, Star Fox. You think she got old and went away? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Star Fox. Yeah, that's for someone else to answer. Uh that's one of those things I just don't know if that'll ever stop. You know? I don't know if it'll ever go away. It's one of those things that's just like what happened? You know? Think about what happened. And then go, yeah, your answer's there. But anyway, chicken, brown rice, and broccoli, steroids, juice head, all stars gain 40 pounds of pure muscle. I'm in just a few months, LOL natural. Well, I mean, it's not like they're competing for anything and there's any rules to putting on a bunch of muscle mass or losing a bunch of weight real fast or whatever. I mean, you do it with the doctor's help or somebody that you trust, scientist, really. I mean, I don't look at it as anything but it's like putting on makeup, kind of. Hello, Gamer Tamer. Welcome back. Yes, there you go, Ninjinzu. That's a good way to say it. And again, none of that is up to me. None of that is up to me. It's never up to me. Never cared for those kinds of. It's not my thing. It wasn't my thing. It never was my thing. I helped. Top Gun 3, arcane style. Okay. I could totally go down with that. I could get down with that for sure. Yes. Julio Cesar Chavez is the best boxer. I said it. Gamer Tamer asks if I'm going to get the Gabe Cube, the Steam machine. It depends on a lot of things. I love my Steam Deck. I think it's amazing. It all depends on how much it is, how much the VR thing is. It all depends on that. I think it's a fascinating idea. If you could bring the Steam Deck, the value that you get out of a Steam Deck, if you could bring that into a Steam console for the TV, for the living room, I think that's an amazing idea. Can they pull it off though? We don't know. We don't know. Have I seen Blood Simple? I have. Good movie. Absolutely. I love the Coen brothers. I'm trying to think. I think, what is it? A Simple Man? I think that's the only Coen brothers film that I can think of that I haven't seen. And I've got, I want to buy Inside Llewyn Davis because I want to watch that again. My brain just did a backflip. Yeah, that could be awesome. Arcane. I like physical tactile things I can put on under or next to an orange block. That's absolutely true. Yes. Seven Samurai was the inspiration for Magnificent Seven and Star Wars. Every time Seven Samurai is playing, I watch it happy. You should, Jacob, because it's a great movie. I mean, look, the thing is I think we're weird sponges, but we also kind of, I mean, I can see like all the things that I like and the story ideas that I've read or I've written are all have a germ of an idea that might come from something that I've seen before. You know? Like Chucklehead started out as basically our version of Clerks. It turned into something completely different. Um, the other story that I have is inspired by a lot of different things, but it's also got things in it that I've never seen before, and I'm really excited to see if I can pull it off. There's another idea that seriously came out of nowhere, and it almost came fully formed in my head. And it was like, oh, and I started texting the guys. And I just said, okay, I got to get this out. I got this idea like all at once, and it's just coming. So here we go. And I laid out the story idea, and everybody was like, holy shit, write that. And then I got to a point where I started writing the outline, and I got to a point and I'm like, I don't know what happens next. like, like it's probably like, I would probably say second act. I don't know what happens next. Like, I don't know what happens. So that's a case where I could follow this other guy's advice and just start writing it and see where it goes. And then it might end up nothing. I don't know. Or it could be like some weird short story that goes on a shelf until maybe I have five stories that didn't really go anywhere. I go through and I clean them up, I work them up, I make them into a thing, and then I release a short story collection. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't mean to make you sad, brother. I was hoping you get a laugh out of it. Like when I dropped a "Don't You Hate When" and it's made of yes. Yes, a few weeks ago. Yes. Yeah, and it didn't make me sad. It was just like one of those things where it was one of those things I forgot. I forgot that he was doing that, you know? Um, yeah. It's funny. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like, damn it, you know? Like one of those things he used to do. Anyone gonna watch the new Jason Statham movie? Probably on discount Tuesday after it comes out for me. Shelter. Oh yeah, I did see the trailer for that. I mean I don't know. That could be a streaming only movie because like man, those movies can only do what was the last one that came out? The last one he did. A Working Man. We went and saw A Working Man in the theater. And I didn't review it because I didn't want to just shit on Jason Statham for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't, probably not. I'm guessing the Steam Machine will start $8.99 and go up from there. And that is not, that's, oof. We're weird sponges. We're also kind of Rob 2026. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. But what I was trying to say is that we also like regurgitate things that we've seen before. And you see it in all kinds of storytelling, in all kinds of movies. I mean, you could say, you know, like when they were shooting The Matrix, they were like, oh, you know what? I really like that shot in this anime. And so they used that shot in The Matrix, but they did it in live action, and it was awesome looking. And it's one of those things that if you didn't see the anime, you're just like sitting there blown away by what you're seeing. And then when you see what it's, you know, what it comes from, you're like, oh. And that's one of those things that I can't get mad at because they took a bunch of different ideas, cobbled them together, and made something that felt fresh and new and exciting. And Bullet Time changed the way we made movies for a while. It's like every movie had to have some sort of bullet time thing in it. Raising Arizona is brilliant. Yes, it is. Nicolas Cage, man. If you want to talk about Nicolas Cage movies, that's got to be up there as one of the best. He's so good. You can make your short story collection into a movie like Four Rooms. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Stop Alex. Yes. Yes. I don't know. That movie wasn't that good. Well, see, that's the thing. The problem with doing a movie like Four Rooms is there's always going to be a best and worst of those stories. I've always really, really enjoyed short story collections. I've always enjoyed, what do you call that kind of a movie? sort of an what is it? Kind of an anthology type movie where it's like there's a bunch of different stories being told, like the Twilight Zone movie and the Creep Show and like Four Rooms. All those kind of things. They're cool. The problem is there's always there's always the best, and there's always the worst, and they're in the same movie. So how do you rate it? Sometimes it's hard for people to. Tales from the Dark Side. Oh, man, there was so much. There was potential in some of those stories. I wouldn't say all, but some of them. The Matrix wasn't that good. I mean, okay, that's an opinion. I mean, look, I think the original Matrix is one of those movies that's just lightning in a bottle. The right movie at the right time with the right people. Everything was perfect. And it came together and it was a juggernaut. And it changed movie making for years. And the ripples are still kind of being felt, you know? I think Tim Roth is my favorite character in Four Rooms. I mean, he's amazing in Four Rooms. I mean, come on. I just have a couple things that I wanted to show you, kind of. I mean, like I said, hey, this week, excuse me, I'm going to be doing a review of the Wes Anderson Archive. 10 films, 25 years. 10 films, 20 discs, of which I watched every single disc. I didn't watch every single special feature, but I watched a lot. Listened to all the commentaries. I have a lot to say, and I want to talk about it. So I'm going to be doing a video review of that, and it is going to be long. What I have planned is one of the more... I might not even be able to release it on Thursday. Depending on how tomorrow goes. Because I want to start filming it tomorrow. But it's kind of exciting because it should be a fun video to go through. It may not be fun to watch. Who knows? It might be terrible. But I'm excited about that. But I wanted to show this. Wonder Man. Now, I know a lot of people are done with superhero films. I get it. But this series is really interesting. Like, the trailer is really interesting. It's an actor who wants to be in this new movie, and he gets help. It's Yahya Abdul Mateen II gets help from Ben Kingsley, who was the bad guy in Iron Man 3. What was his name? But he was just an actor. Anyway, so it's an interesting combination of characters, right? But the whole thing is that they're like, well, you got to sign off that you don't have powers. And he's like, oh yeah, I don't have powers. But he does have powers. So it's this really odd movie, or this odd idea, that I really want to see what happens. It dropped 2 hours ago. The whole series, 8 episodes, bam, it's out there right now. So Wonder Man, I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I'm going to check this out because I think this is interesting. It's an interesting idea. And then also, we got the trailer today for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I really enjoyed Season 1. I'm excited for Season 2. And yeah, I just wanted to bring up that, yeah, it's coming. March 24th. 6 days before my birthday. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see that. So there you go. Original Matrix was something special. Yeah. And that, again, that's another one of those movie theater experiences that I'll never forget. I'll never forget the gasps when Trinity rises up the first time and the camera spins around and everybody's like, oh, like collectively. And it's something that would not have happened if you were watching this on your phone. Just wouldn't happen. It's just, that's the beauty of doing that. Wonder Man is out. I was wondering about that show. I know. Apparently the marketing has been really, just never really connected, and it never, apparently what they did is, so the Mandarin, right? That's the name of the character that we thought that Ben Kingsley was playing the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, and it turned out he was only acting the part of the Mandarin, and that the Mandarin didn't actually exist or something like that. I can't remember what the thing was. But basically, Ben Kingsley's character is an actor. But he was also in Shang-Chi, and he was great in Shang-Chi. So I'm really interested in seeing how this dynamic between the two, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is phenomenal in everything I've seen him in. So two really great actors in a very odd story, but it's also in the MCU. I'm kind of excited, and it looks very quirky and weird, and I'm just excited about it because it's so different. It's so different than anything I've seen them do. So there you go. I like the design of that Wes Anderson archive. Oh my gosh, this is, again, it's one of the things I'm going to show off in the video. But I mean, it's, each film is in its own little case. Everything is very, very similar. So yeah, this is one film. Bottle Rocket. You got the 4K and the Blu-ray, and you've got it built into the case. You have a booklet going into. It breaks down all everything that's on the discs, but there's also an essay in here with, you got storyboards, you got photographs. It's great, man. It's great. It's as much of a comprehensive Wes Anderson set as I think there will ever be. And it's one of the cooler sets that I've ever owned. So I'm very, very excited. Didn't expect orange. Is that a photo book? Oh my God, how much is this? I want to get this now. It's $250 when it's on sale. I got it during the 50% off Barnes & Noble sale. Normally, I think it's $3.99, $3.49, $3.99, $4.99 is the manufacturer's retail price. So it's expensive. It's very expensive. Basically, $25 per disc is what it breaks down to, or $25 per film when you break it down during the Barnes & Noble sale. So yeah, it's just very, very, it's not for everybody. And I don't even know if I would say, look, you should probably watch a couple of Wes Anderson films to see if he's your style, because he's not going to be for everybody. He's not going to be for everybody, for sure. Movies that had great special features. Again, I will bring up Blade Runner. I will bring up Kingdom of Heaven. Those are some of the most comprehensive. God, the Alien Quadrilogy set was, and this is the Blu-ray set that I have over here. Again, designed by Charles de Lauzirika, who also did Kingdom of Heaven, who also did Blade Runner. Amazing and comprehensive. There's so many great pieces. Pieces of trivia about the movies. Again, stories about the making of the movies. And that's the thing, is that, like, it's why it's kind of hard for me to buy recent releases right now. Like, I don't know if you heard, but One Battle After Another, the 4K disc that was just released, there are no special features on the 4K disc. 0. And they're saving the special features for the Steelbook that's coming out. Now, I don't like that methodology of physical media, but I would expect something on, even a standard release should have something. But this one doesn't. And it's really, really odd. I really enjoy looking back at a movie, like Drive is one of those, all of the special features on that are absolutely fantastic. It's such a wonderful package of the making of the movie. You've got the entire short story that the movie was based on. I mean, there's so many things about that set that was just amazing. But if you're talking about disc special features, it would have to be King of Heaven. God, Black Hawk Down's another one. Pretty much a lot of Ridley Scott films have amazing special feature packages. You may not love the movies, but amazing special feature packages. In fact, Charles de Lauzirika did a. It was the only reason that I bought Civil War. I wasn't a huge fan of the way that that movie turned out. Great sound design, it looks amazing, but I did not. I felt like the ending actually betrayed the characters, and it irritated me, and it like completely took me out of the spell of the movie because it was like, that's I don't okay, and then the movie ended, and I'm like, okay, well that sucks. Like I really enjoyed the movie all the way up until that point. But there was a Charles de Lauzirika making of feature on the 4K disc. 4K disc was on sale. Bam, bought it. I'll tell you another one. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has a really cool special feature. I don't have this disc, but there's a really cool feature on the disc that is all of the mocap that they filmed. So basically the actors with the balls on their heads, and it's the whole film like that. So you get to see the film with the actual actors playing their part and what they did to, bring these characters to life. That's amazing. And I've watched a little bit of it. It's on Disney Plus, actually. I've watched a little bit of it. It's very cool. Very cool. And I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just one of those things. That's not bad typical prices. I mean, there's a lot of people that would, I'll say this. I've spent $250 on a set twice. And that's the most I've ever spent on a Blu-ray, 4K set. One is the Wes Anderson Archive, and one is the Skywalker Saga that has all 9 movies in 4K Blu-ray. That's the most I've ever spent. There are some that are way higher than that, but I can't justify those. Best trilogies. We've talked about this, haven't we? Because I would say, God, there's the Dollars trilogy. There's the Star Wars trilogy. The original Star Wars trilogy. The original Indiana Jones trilogy. There's, one of the things that I keep thinking about, and it's really kind of amazing if you really stop and go, whoa. I love the Spider-Verse movies, right? Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are 2 of the best movies ever. Not just animated films. They're just great movies. If the third one comes out and is at the same level or higher, oh my God, we could literally have a best, like an all-time, a GOAT trilogy in those 3 films, which is kind of amazing to think about. And it seems, I don't know, it seems kind of quiet with people talking about that, but I love those 2 movies so much. The second one in particular was just, oh my God, it was so good. Both of them, they're so good. There's the Bourne trilogy. There's really 5 of those movies, and but there's the Before trilogy. That's a great trilogy of movies. Really great quality movies, all 3. God, there's the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't know. I'll probably say the original Star Wars trilogy, the Indiana Jones trilogy. Looking to see if there's anything else that's sticking out to me. Yeah, those I said. I love the special features on the Lord of the Rings extended versions. Yeah, those are amazing too. Those are absolutely amazing. And you know what? Some of those were done by Robert Meyer Burnett. So why would they delay it lame the before movies? I don't know what you're talking about. Fast 5, Fast 6, and Fast 7? Madagascar? No, the Before trilogy, as in Richard Linklater. But hey, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. and for hanging out and talking movies, it appears only 60% of the people are cold. 25% of the people are not cold, and 15% of the people are cold-blooded, maybe. So, look how that turned out. But yeah, again, we're doing the thing. We're doing the thing over here, and yeah, those are minutes apart. Oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the thing that people have to learn when they're in the Order 42 live chat. If you just say, "Oh, that was funny," I have no idea what that means. There's no context clues for me to know what that means, especially 20 minutes later. So you gotta help a brother out, you know? Help a guy out. But there you go. Now, if what you're saying is only for the chat, well then that's fine. That's fine. But if it's meant for me, I don't know what you're talking about. I love how you skip the context. Why would they delay it? Lame. The before movies. Delay what? The before movies, you're probably thinking of something different. I mean, I don't know. But hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We're going to jump over to the Discord. And I once again am going to have to start the Discord hangout with me going to use the restroom because I have to pee like crazy, delaying special features. Oh, why would they delay it? The before movies. The before movies. Okay, I don't know what the before part means. Delaying special features. Yeah, they're doing that because they can sell more copies of the movie because more people are going to just buy. Oh my God, one battle after another. I want to see that. And they buy it and then they get it home and then they realize a couple of months later there's a steelbook with the actual special features. And then you're like, damn it. So do I buy it again? I've almost bought it multiple times because it's been on sale here and there. And I haven't bought it yet because I'm waiting for the one with special features. Oh, the before movies was 5 minutes later asking about trilogies. Gotcha. But let's see here. Who do we have? Right now, we got Johnny. Johnny is in, and Starfox in the voice chat. I am joining. I'm turning on my camera. And yeah, we're going to do the thing. So, hey. They're saying things. I didn't hear what they said. But hey, thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for doing the thing, hanging out, and all that stuff, having the conversation. It's just fun to hang out with you guys. So, we'll see you next time. Bye. I can't do the burnt peanut thing every time. You know what I mean? I just can't.